Alright, so there we go. I'm in the first gear. So yeah. So you can hear the sound is really good. And there's nothing out there that sounds like this. So good morning everyone, this is Autophile Howie. I'm in the 2001 Alfa Romeo 156. First of all, first impressions. When I first looked at this car, I was not very impressed, mainly because from far it looked like a regular Honda City, Honda Civic to me. I thought it was a normal car until I drove it. Now I drove it at the dealer and it handled pretty much like a Honda City and Honda Civic for me at the time, until I stepped on the accelerator and I noticed that there was this rumble. The sound, this is in the first gear, now this is the second gear, and I'm in the third gear, and okay, there's a car in front of me. Now the sound really stood out. The sound and the curves really stood out as first impressions. So second, the exterior. Now the exterior, like I said, it looks understated. It might look like a regular sedan to you until you start paying attention. Now for the two doors on the side at the back there, most people cannot find the handle because it is neatly tucked towards the side of the edge of the window, and it takes a while for you to find it. From far, you can say it looks like a coupe because the handle is so neatly hidden. Now the interior, and I gotta say the round dials really stand out. They have all the gauges here on my left, and they are all round dials, and they all point towards me. If there's a person on your left, they won't be able to really see the dials, and the dials are really angled towards me. And there's the temperature dial, there is the clock dial, and then there is the petrol dial. Performance, but this car is, well, the Italians say it is about speed, but more of it's about the emotion. If you look at the motto of Alfa Romeo, it's called La Macchina della Emozione. It means the machine of emotion. And what they mean by that is they want to stir your soul through the machinery of the car. And the way they do that, like many Italian cars, is through the vibration and the sound that you get from the car. I don't know, it's also partly because of the sharp steering of the car that you can feel a lot of things on the road. You get a lot of information from the road, and I think you can do that. But don't try to chase a Subaru Impreza, which I did, and I failed miserably. Yeah, so don't do that at home, guys. Value for money. Now this is a very important thing to bring up, value. Most people are very afraid of Alfa Romeos because it costs much more to fix it than to buy it. The car goes for maybe between 10K to 20K. This car right now, we're in 2016. Again, owning an Alfa Romeo is not for the normal person. You have to save you have to save a chunk of money for the maintenance of your car, and if you don't repair it, then the car can be in very bad condition. So take your time to look for a really good condition car. Get that good condition car like this one I have, and bring it regularly to an Alfa specialist. One thing to really notice, to really pay attention to for this car is the gearbox. The Selespeed gearbox, it's very notorious for not shifting in gear. Like, you can't engage in gear when you want to, and a lot of people complain about the Selespeed gear, and a lot of enthusiasts would change it for a manual gearbox that costs about 7 to 8K. And most guys would just change the whole engine with the gearbox, which costs about 15K. And most guys would go for 2.5 V6 with the manual gearbox because they want the feel, you know, when you shift into the Alfa Romeo V6, which it's a very good investment, very good value for money. I would say if you have 30K cash out there, buy the car for 20K and then spend the next 10K to fix it. About the passion and the fun that comes with it. Get a regular daily car. Get a Honda, Accord, Toyota, whatever. Yeah, and get a weekend car like this that you can just take it out on a cruise on a nice Sunday morning like this. Maybe you just argue with your wife and your wife doesn't understand why you own so many cars. Maybe she doesn't like the way you look at the girl down the street, and you just had an argument that probably would have ruined your Sunday morning. Practicality. The final point, practicality. If you own an Alfa Romeo, you're not a practical guy. Yeah, that's pretty much. So don't. My message to all of you out there is don't be scared by the name Alfa Romeo. Take your time to look for a good car. Once you find it, there will be a few things you have to fix. For mine, I had to fix the oil pan at the bottom of the engine because it was slightly leaking engine oil. That cost $300. I think I got a reconditioned pan from the Alpha Specialist. The Selespeed gearbox you will have to maintain regularly. You have to change the gearbox oil. I think they go for, here it says every 8,000 kilometers you have to change it. So that's gonna cost you $500 to $600 just to change the gearbox oil, which you should, because when it breaks down it's gonna cost $7,000 to $8,000. If you find that you drain your engine battery, that if you don't drive it for more than 5 days, the brand new battery will go like empty. You can't start the car. That's because there are some electronics here that's probably draining the battery energy. So the solution to that is really when you're not driving it for more than 2 days, just take out one of the connections to the battery. Just take one of them out. I believe it's the negative. In this car is the one on the right. So just take it out, and then when you want to drive it, just plug it back in, and then you're good to go. Buy this car as a second car or a third car, a weekend drive. You know, you want to feel the Italian passion for cheap. Buy this car. It's like 10K, 20K, and then another 5 to 8K to fix, maybe 8 to 12K depending on the severity of the problems. Buy it cheap, set aside some money to fix it, and it can be a very rewarding car to drive. And to end it off, I'll just show you what's so endearing about this car, which is basically the sound and the vibration and the illusion of speed. Okay, alright, there's a speed bump, sorry.